All right, guys, good morning. It is August 13th, and we are here for our very first round for the August Futuristas group, our very first mentorship call. Um, so just want to share what we're going to do today. We're going to recap some of the week's lessons. I'm going to mute everybody. Oh, okay. We're going to recap the lessons for the week. I actually took a look at an old group and created a Word document for the lessons of the week because obviously you haven't seen tomorrow's post, but I do want to talk about it. So we're going to recap the lessons. We're going to give some insight. Susie will add her thoughts, and then we're going to try to do that as quickly as possible so that then you guys can ask all your questions. And that's where I believe the magic is happening in these groups. It's the collaboration, it's the two perspectives, it's you guys learning from each other, because I'm sure some of you are having the same questions but don't want to ask, so you're hearing it from both of us. So here we go. So day one, I hope you guys took the time to watch the introduction call where we laid out the expectations and the supplies. I think at the end of the day, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I know that Celine was feeling overwhelmed. I think you came in right in the time where you got hit with a lot of information at once. Um, the purpose of this group is not to overwhelm you. I understand how it can feel like that because you want to learn everything, but I want us to focus more on taking action and having fun with what we're doing and building relationships over being overwhelmed, because that overwhelm leads to inaction and then you like don't do anything. Just do your best to try to pay attention to the lessons every day, recap them during the weekend. If you fall behind, just take some time on the weekend to take a look at the lessons. But mainly what I want you to do is be excited over this new journey, and also to create your list and start talking to people and find your five. That's what we're trying to do here, is find our five. Okay, so Success Club, that leads to find your five. Success Club is a rewards program, and you can read all the details in the lesson, but Success Club is a huge part of this business. It means that you are in you're focusing on your income producing activities. You are helping people. You're enrolling them as a customer or a coach. You are focused on providing them the best solution, which are the challenge packs or the completion packs. Success Club also, it's like I said, it's a rewards program. So then the Success Club trip, when you hit that every month, you get invited to these trips. There is recognition tied to Success Club. I'm sure you guys saw the mega post that I did this week with the huge image. I don't even know how we're gonna make it's getting so big that I don't even know how we're gonna do that moving forward, which is a good problem to have. It means that our team has momentum and that we're out there leading from the front, helping and inspiring people change their lives. One thing I do want to point out, because we've been doing this in the last 3 mentorships, is I need you to really understand the requirements for Success Club. Success Club 5 means that you have helped 3 people. Success Club 10 means you've helped 5 people. Okay, and I do believe that your income and your business will grow when you make Success Club a non-negotiable. However, there is a requirement that everyone tends to miss or not paying attention. You have to have 90 PV of your own in your account on auto ship. That means a combination of products. It means Shakeology, which I think should be the one that is on auto ship because that's the most powerful of all our supplements. It could be auto ship of Energize and Recover. It could be a combination of collagen, Energize, Bevy, whatever it is, bars, but it has to come up to 90 PV. And if you help 3,000 people this month and don't have the 90 PV, it doesn't count. So I need you guys to understand that. I am always looking at that. And if I see that you have points on the board and it says not qualified, I will remind you of this, because I don't want you to learn the hard way. I need you to understand. And I have at the end of last month, I had one lady that was like at Success Hub 10, and she said not qualified on the very last day. And I'm like, hello, where are your 90 PV? Like it's not gonna count. and you're gonna lose your success starter title if you don't fix this. So I just want you guys to know that it has to be auto ship and it has to accumulate 90 PV. Very important. And then Success Club, for me, I think my business has grown exponentially because I am always in enrolling activities, always. And that is something that is a non-negotiable for me. So it doesn't matter if it's the 31st at 10 p.m. and I don't have the points. And yes, that has happened to me in the past. I will figure out a way. That's how non-negotiable it is for me. The 4 vital behaviors leads into Success Club, because if you're doing the 4 vital behaviors, then you should be hitting Success Club. So that means number 1 for me, most important, is being a product of the product. Yes, we sell products. Yes, we do. But what you're really selling is your belief in the products. You are the face of your business. The products are the tools to help people succeed, but your story, your success, your commitment to progress, your consistency, that's what's going to inspire people, not the fact that it's MBF or that it's Shakeology. No, it's you. You showing up, you showing that you're committed to yourself, that you're motivated to help people to change. That is what being a product of the product is to me. I mean, I've been a customer for 12 years. I think one of the best compliments I've ever received in my life was from some team members of mine who told me that when I think Beachbody Fitness, I immediately think of me, of you, me. That to me is the greatest compliment of being a product of the product. Like, I bleed Beachbody blue. And it's not about bikini body, and it's not about being the fittest or the fastest. It's about having a commitment to the products and to progress. So that's number 1 of vital behavior, is being consistent every day with the use of our products and then sharing it. Personal development, super important. This business can be tough at times, and your mental state or your lack of mental strength can affect you moving forward. I mean, believe me, I'm 10 years into this. There have been times where I've been like, F it, I'm like, this is hard. But no, you work on yourself. You know that there's no plan B. You know that this is something you love. You know that you're doing this because you want to be greater and you want more for your family. That's where personal development comes in, because you learn how to shift the mindset from negative to positive. I didn't believe in personal development when I first started. I was like, that's just creepy, those self-help books. But no, it's not. It's a necessary part of this business. It's one of the most important. If you exercise your body, then you got to exercise your mind as well. It's that important. Inviting. And we're going to break down inviting, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it later, but inviting is, it is the heart and I guess the blood of everything. You have to get out there and invite people. The way I see it, it's selfish to withhold this business and the products from people. If it's changing your life, why not share it? When you love a lipstick, you tell everybody. When you love a restaurant, you go and tell everybody. When there's a movie that you love, you openly are blasting it all over social media. So why not do the same thing for something that is changing your life profoundly? That's the way I see it. I was on a prayer group last week where a top coach, Mora Kusaba, she is like a badass. She's top 10 coach. She said that when she prays and every day as she starts her business, she thinks, God gave me this gift. How dare I withhold it from people? Ask yourself that. Tell yourself that. How dare I withhold these products? How dare I withhold this business? It can change somebody's life. Don't judge whether they're going to say yes or no. That's not your problem. Plant the seed, invite them, show excitement, and then let the universe do its job. We're not here to convince. We're here to inspire. And then the 4th vital behavior is recognition, which is what makes us different from corporate America. I am sure that all of you who work in corporate America, I doubt that every time you do a good job, people are throwing you a social media party like we do. I worked in construction before this. I worked my butt off for those people. Yes, they were good to me, but they didn't. My boss took all the freaking credit for everything that I did. So that's just the way it works. Here, it's different. We celebrate everything. And that's one thing I've changed really, really drastically this year, is I celebrate everything. I celebrated Lynette last week for making her first sale. I celebrate rack advancements. I celebrated one of my coaches, Kathy, who went and really boldly shared a really vulnerable story on an IGTV last week. I celebrated her for that, because to me, it's not just like this massive, like, oh, rank advancement, or they're making so much money. We show progress in different ways, and I think we need to recognize everything. So get in the habit of recognizing your customers and your coaches for everything, anything and everything. And that is what we strive to do every day, those 4 things. Social media, talk about a big topic. There's so many layers to social media, and you're not going to understand it all up front. I don't want you to feel like you need to do every training to understand social media, because again, I believe you learn by doing, by taking action. I will say that I want you to refrain from making your profile all about Beachbody. There's so many layers. You're like an onion with so many layers. Some of your moms, some of you, like Audra, runs like a million businesses. You have step kids, you do this, you work out, you have faith, you have dogs, you have cats. Share everything about you. Beachbody is only 20% of your life. What makes up the other 80? So, I don't want you to always be talking about Beachbody, because people are going to turn you off. They don't want to know, they don't want to hear Beachbody 24/7. They want to know a little bit of everything about you. Make it like your own reality show. And I'll be honest, for a long time I resisted the whole thing with the stories, because I thought, oh my God, I felt like a performing clown for a while there. And now I see it differently. I changed my perspective. It's a way for me to share my purpose, my faith, my family, my own mindset with people. And during this COVID, I've taken it upon myself to be a shining light for people, to show people that you can change your mind, that you don't have to stay stuck. But that's something you do with time, right? You have to practice, you have to share stories. It's just, I want you to not just get stuck being a coach. We are more than just that. And then always show you, like stock images of like MBF. Nobody cares about that. They want to see your pretty face. They want to see you smiling. They want to see you withholding the bod ropes, for instance. If you're doing bar blend, show your 2-pound weights. Don't just get stuck with those Beachbody stock images. That is white noise to people. They're just like, scroll, scroll, scroll. They want to see you. If it's a quote that you're sharing, I share me. I mean, yeah, I do those funny things because I have like a pattern going on my Instagram. But usually, if it's a quote, I used to write it on an image. Now I just put a picture of me, and people want to see me, because the feed is me, the business is me, the purpose is me. So you have to get comfortable sharing yourself openly. And then I think the most important thing of that is stories sell, not facts. I'm gonna say this again when we talk about Shakeology. No one gives a crap. And yes, I curse, guys. Sorry. No one gives a crap about the 70 ingredients or minerals and superfoods and you knowing every detail about Shakeology. Nobody cares about that. What they care about is the fact that, let's just say, oh, look, Lynette had shoulder pain. She had joint pain. She started drinking Shakeology, and now she feels better. Now, we cannot do medical claims, but she can. That is her unique story. And that's something powerful that you can share. There's people that have, Susie has coaches that were having fertility problems, started drinking Shakeology. Now, all of a sudden, they're having kids. Again, we can't do medical claims, but to me, that shows how profound nutrition can change your life. And there are people who lack energy. They drink Shakeology, they feel better. That is what we have to share, not the fact that there's superfoods in Shakeology. Again, nobody cares. They want to know how it makes you feel. The same with the fitness, the same with the business. Stories are what sell. You are what sell. And then tomorrow we'll be talking about your why, which is, it takes time. I didn't know what my why was at first. I at the beginning, I just wanted to make money. I wanted to earn $50 a week to help pay for diapers. You're going to hear that one a lot. But as time went on and I really understood the power of this business, my why grew. And that's when I realized that I didn't want to continue working in construction. I wanted to be present for my kids, and my family became my why. And I'll ask you now to think about, why did you sign up and what is motivating you? Because that is the key. What is motivating you to continue and to build this business? That's your why. And usually it'll point back to your family or some situation that you may find yourself in now that you want to resolve. For me, it was finances and then coming home, and that is what drove me every single day. And I had a full-time job, a really stressful one at that, and I found time. I made sacrifices. My kids made sacrifices. Larry made sacrifices, but that was what had to happen because I wanted to crush that goal. So that one's coming tomorrow. And like I said, you'll be able to catch up with all of this during the weekend. So Susie, do you want to add anything? No.
It's so loud here with all the landscaping. I'm going to try to go inside, but I think that you covered it all. I really don't want to add more training. What I really want is for them to like ask us the questions, because like you said, that's where the magic happens, and we're here to help you girls. All
right, so we have 40 minutes. So who's first? Please don't be afraid. Remember that we're here to support each other. There's no judgment here. We are friends. We're sisters. Ask away. Who's first?
I'll go first. So I have my Shakeology on Home Direct, and I checked my PV yesterday, and it's showing 0. I don't know why.
Your personal PV?
Yeah.
I'll check that.
Yeah, because
Yeah, but you're still active.
Yeah, I'm active, but it doesn't show that I have the points for that, which it should.
Well, maybe because it hasn't renewed yet. Remember this, it runs through the months. Success Club runs from the 1st to the 31st or the 30th. So if your order hasn't renewed yet this month, it's going to show not qualified. But you could check your orders. If you look at the, where would you see your orders? In Monitor My Business, and you go to My Orders or Customer Orders, it'll show you when your stuff goes through. I would need to look at it. There's also another screen. When you log into the Coach Online office, there's a home screen. On the left, there's a bunch of little like subtitles, and volume is there. If you click there, it's going to show you what your personal PV is and what your customer projected PV is. That's another way to see what you have personally. But
and the other thing I was thinking was that because I had to move I moved it to an earlier day because I had ran out. So would it like have applied to July? I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to look at those specifics in the coach office, and I can get back to you. It could have been. If it charged in July, then there would have to be for Success Club. Once you make your next sale, and then you have those 6 points, you're gonna see it in the Success Club tab. It'll say not qualified, and then it'll show you whether you have the 90 PV or not. And then we'll just look at the date and see what if you have to fix it or not.
Okay.
But that's really important to keep an eye on that. I'm looking at it because, and I'll tell you why. I ran a report for the team 2 months ago, and there was some girls in Diesel Nation in the whole team that had like 30 something Success Club points. And when I looked at the columns, there's one lady she had as many points as me. She had like 33, and she had not qualified. I almost died. I was like, my God. And nobody said anything, and I had like a little heart attack. And I'm like, I went to the leaders and I'm like, guys, nobody's checking this crap. Like, there's a bunch of people who have successful points and it says not qualified. That's like heartbreaking. You're doing all this work so that you can get leads and all of that, and then it's not even qualified. So it's something that you guys should pay attention every month.
And if you don't, let me add, and if you don't understand that, reach out. Make sure that you understand that, because I get it that if you're a brand new coach, this could seem Chinese to you.
Yeah.
So make sure that if you don't understand something, Google it, FAQ it, which is the frequently asked questions, or ask your upline, because you need to make sure that you understand it. Because remember also, once you understand it, you're going to duplicate that to your team. You need to make sure that you're able to teach it to your downline. So those are the things that I want you to keep in mind. So make sure that you understand this, because if it sounds Chinese to you, that means you don't.
Super good point that Susie just made. You guys learn by finding it yourself. So always go to Google, Team Beachbody, Success Club, the FAQ will pop up. You don't even need to be in the coach office. You can do it through Google. The FAQs are available. Huh?
What? I'm trying to get better at that because I get really excited and I'm like, oh, hey, brr. I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on.
No, it's fine. But I just, you know, even I do it, I have to be like, you know, oh my gosh. And I don't want to go through the coach online office because it takes longer. So I'm like, I'll just go to Google. I'll FAQ it really quick. When MBF came out, I wasn't sure about some of the dates. So I went in there, I read it. I'm like, okay, perfect. In like a split second. But you learn, remember that this business is all about duplication. So you have to learn it so that then you can teach it to your downline. All right.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, please go.
So my friend who signed up through Beachbody, she went through, I guess, a commercial. I don't know. She was watching my stuff, but she didn't want to say anything. I guess she was shy or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she went and she did the 14-day trial. She loved it, and she purchased MBF. My question is, because I saw it was just MBF. She does not have on demand I don't think she has access to on demand for anything else. So is that what that is?
You have to. With the 14-day trial, after the 14 days, they get charged for the quarterly payment.
So will she have MBF and everything else?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't, you can't just buy one program. You have, in order to get MBF, you have to have Beachbody on demand.
Okay. And she'll have all the other programs?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get that order then?
It came over, it switched over, but it only charged her like, I saw it was like a $56 charge or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably the digital. Oh, she probably bought the accessories bundle or the digital access only, but we'll help her.
Access, but that's my question. If it's digital access only, is that just only to that program?
No.
Okay,
Just,
everything else.
No. She has Beachbody on demand because she bought the trial. She has to, you can't just buy that one program. What the digital access means is that she's not getting the bod ropes.
Oh.
I know that's, I don't know.
Okay, so
not very smart. It's not very cost effective, I think.
Yeah, I reached back out to her and I said, hey, I got all your stuff. I just wanted to go over your order because this looks a little weird and I want to try to see if I can save you some money in the long run. Give me a call back. So I'm waiting for her to do that because I just needed clarification so that now I can be like, hey, yeah, you got the online access, but you're missing your materials. You're missing your program materials. You know, you need the bod ropes. And then what happens when you're finished with this? You're gonna want to do something else, and you know, I just want to make sure that you have everything.
Yeah, talk to her first, and then if you need help, just let me know.
Okay.
And that's Becky, then that's not a challenge pack, right? And she didn't buy a challenge pack because that happened to me with Michelle. She's one of my coaches. She's on the call. She's already done the BOD through the 14-day trial, and she went ahead and switched over with me, and then got the challenge pack. So that turned into club points. So I'm not sure if that'll do the same thing for Lynette.
Yeah, I don't know. Linda has to talk to her because if she already bought the digital access to get the challenge pack, she would have to probably cancel that and then redo the whole thing. It's, I don't know. They need to work on that process a little bit more. I think it's too cumbersome.
Yeah, Michelle didn't have to cancel. Right, Michelle's on her BOD that she had already, because she was past the 14-day period, like a friend, and she had already been charged. But she got from me
a completion pack.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And she got all of her materials. She got the nutrition and all of that.
Yeah, I think Lynette, talk to her and let her know that there's so much value in the completion pack because she'll be able to get Shakeology and the accessories and To Be Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. You know, there's a huge value in doing that pack.
Okay, thank you guys.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Hey Becky, I have a question.
Okay.
So I see a lot of these ladies probably have already been a couple of months or so into doing this, and so I'm a newbie here. When you talk about inviting, and I'm making and reaching out to people via social media, whatever platform I'm using, am I inviting to try a free trial? What am I inviting to buy a challenge pack? Starting off, because my initial thought was like, I want to do this with my daughter. I was like, okay, Nidas, next week we're going to start the 21-day fix. Let's start the program. I'm sorry, for just her and I to start it, and then come in September, that we can, I guess, kick off a group. I just need some guidance there. I'm a bit confused about that.
Okay, so what we've been, what I've been telling my new coaches is to invite, to like go all in. So invite your friends and family. You're gonna start 21-day fix. Why not just think about, okay, let me see if I can find 5 people that trust me to do it with me right now. Like, you don't have to wait till you finish a program. However, you can decide to start a group at the beginning of September, but you have to start talking about it now, because you need time to go through those conversations. So yeah, maybe someone will want to start in September, but right now, I think you need to create your list of people that you can talk to and tell them, I'm doing this, I'm super excited, my daughter and I are doing it together, and I would love for you to jump in and let's go through this process together. Let's get transformations together. I would love to have you as a testimonial, and then you sign them up with, you could do the Beachbody on demand, just the challenge pack. You could do the MBF, which is it's a better deal. Even if they don't do MBF, the MBF challenge pack is the same price as the on-demand challenge pack. So you could just share them with the value. I could talk to you about that stuff, but right now the point is that it's getting in front of people, talking to people, sharing your excitement, telling them what you're doing, and then saying, hey, I would love for you to do this with me. Would you like some more information? And then see how that plays out. But you have to keep talking. And then the second level to that is start thinking about a group that you can start in September. And you have to then, for the ones that are not ready now, you say, okay, then you're not ready now. That's fine. In September, I'm going to start this group, another group. And then you invite them to that.
Got it. That's where it was confusing for me, was the challenge pack. So it doesn't matter if they buy the Muscle Burns Fat challenge pack, it doesn't matter. They have access to Beachbody on demand, and we can do the 21-day fix out of there. Okay, that's what was confusing for me. I was like, what does that mean, that we have to do MBF? Okay.
No, it doesn't. And actually, one thing that is a good question, and is a good point for everybody, is that not everybody is going to be ready to do MBF, and that's fine. But the MBF challenge pack or completion pack has so much value tied to it. They're giving you the 2 nutritional programs for free, which is a $200 value. The way that I position it with people who are not ready is, I understand that maybe you're not ready to do this program, but since this is a long-term investment in your health and fitness, let's start with 21-day fix. We'll do it now, and then we're going to work up to MBF in the future, and you'll already have it. You'll be ready to go. But now we're just going to work ourselves way up, and we'll do it together. Plant the seed that this is not like 21 day and go. This is 21 days and I'm not stopping. Like, this is a forever thing. And that's what we have to plant in people's heads, is the long-term commitment.
Thank you.
I'll add to that, if you don't mind, really quickly. So what I want you to also keep in mind is that you're not only inviting to sell a challenge pack. Yes, there is tons of value there. However, there are people that will not necessarily be able to buy a challenge pack for whatever reason, whether it's they lost a job, they don't have the finances. So I don't want you to think, okay, if I don't sell a challenge pack, then I cannot help this person. Okay, we start off, yes, trying to show them the value of the challenge pack. But if they say absolutely not, for whatever reason, because you'll have people that could say, listen, I'm allergic to something in Shakeology, I can, or I have a condition, then I try to show them the value of the performance line, because there is the pre and the post workout supplement that a lot of people get, you know, that's what they need. They need the motivation, which Energize, because it's vegan, it's plant-based, it's going to help them. And then the Recover, also we have the vegan line. You could also offer that. We have the whey line, but what I'm saying is you could go that route if for whatever reason they're allergic to something in Shakeology or whatever. If they don't want to buy that, I always try to ask them, what are your goals? Because maybe they're needing something like a nutrition program. You know what I mean? And so you can go that route and offer the nutrition programs together with Shakeology. Maybe somebody can't work out for whatever reason. Don't just like think, oh, I have to sell this. There's also a 3-day challenge, a 3-day refresh challenge pack. So if they're in it to look for like, you know, just a cleanse, they want to start off like this, they're maybe a little skeptical. And then after that, you say, well, okay, 3-day refresh. What's your plan on day 4? So you want to make sure that you know, introduce Shakeology so that they have a plan. There's that challenge pack. Then you also have everything in the product line that you can invite them to try. Some people struggle with snacking, so you can offer the beach bars. You could also invite them to not only a challenge group, but you could invite them to a free group. If they tell you, I don't have the money right now, still, you already started that communication and that relationship. Then maybe you can offer or invite them to a free group, and then you upsell later when they're ready. You could also invite to the business opportunity. Some people from the very beginning are like, listen, I need money, like talk to me. And then the challenge pack, then I say, okay, well, this is the best value to start. But I sometimes do invitations on learning the business or on the business opportunity, because the business opportunity for me is what really holds you to another level of accountability. It's what really, like, you're so immersed in the community that it just takes your life to another place, because you're getting the community, you're learning how to become a leader, you're duplicating it down to other people, you're gifting them the gift of having income, which a lot of people, you know, may need right now. So you could also invite them to the business opportunity. Like, there's so much that you could be inviting them to. Sometimes when before pre-COVID, that's a double, but you know what I mean, like before COVID, we used to do quarterly events, right, to super like weekends. And there were times where if I knew that super weekend was coming, I would just invite them to go to the event. Because the minute that they go to the event, they get a taste of the community. They get to see a trainer. They get to work out with them. Then they're like, okay, I'm all in. I get it. Like, they see the vision, and then you take them and, you know, sell them a contract or whatever it is. But there's going to be times where you're going to want to invite them to an event. So I don't want you to just stay on like small-minded or small vision of only a challenge pack. There's so much, because not everybody's going to necessarily want the beach party and the man and the Shakeology from the very beginning. So think outside the box as to all the things that you could be inviting to. But if you are going to do a challenge group, have your start date so that you know when to start inviting. And then there's that sense of urgency. Okay, it's about to, 3 days left, 2 days left. Okay, last call. So you want to make sure that you're doing this. And when there's a product launch, that's another thing. Backtrack. Okay, this program is coming out. We have a running program coming out in October. You know that already towards the end of August, beginning of September, start hammering at that program. Oh my God, where are my runners? Who wants to start learning how to run? Because we're going to have a huge product launch with the new running program in October. So you've got to be, thinking like a business owner, and we're here to help you, but I don't want you to just stay focused on one challenge pack. Yes, it gets you the points, but we're looking long-term, helping these customers so that they could be lifers.
Yeah. And all of that leads back to asking a lot of questions, because if you invest time in each person individually and you really get to know what they need, and you ask questions about what are your challenges, what are your goals, what have you done in the past that has not worked, what has worked, build trust, communicate with them, then you know what to invite them to. So you have to slow down your conversations and really just spend time getting to know people. I think that's really important. we do have lots of options. And if you want to see all the challenge packs available, go to teambeachbody.com. That's where you place your own orders. You could see all the challenge packs. There's a big banner that says challenge packs. Click there. You can see all the different combinations. You could get creative. You just have to like really understand the person and their goals, and don't pigeonhole them into something. Like really recommend the right thing.
Yeah, and I will also just say one more thing. There's times where I get a lot of customers where they're like, look, I'm not into the fitness at all. Just sell me Shakeology. And I'm like, okay. And don't think that you won't get points on that. You will. On Shakeology alone, you will still get your 2 points. So you don't want to hammer down selling them a Beachbody on Demand if they don't want that. If they, you know, sometimes they'll just tell you, no, I just want the nutrition. I just want to replace a meal with the Shakeology. I've heard it's great. I want to try it. But please leave me alone. I'm in my Zumba, or I'm in, and you've got to respect them. You've got to love them where they're at, and just know that you're here to serve them. So think of that too.
Yeah, remember, some people will never work out at home. It took me a long time to accept that. Let them do whatever you like, whatever they like, whatever they're doing for their fitness. But we have the nutrition, which most people don't have. And we have the supplements, which most companies don't have. So, you know what we have and then make the right recommendation. Anybody else? We still have 20 minutes.
I don't have a question. I just have a comment.
Okay.
If you guys haven't started The Slight Edge, I'm telling you, for a self-help book, I can't put it down. It's like fascinating. And I don't like self-help. I was like you, Becky, where I'm like, I don't need self-help.
Yeah.
I'm perfect the way I am. Very against it. And the book is, I almost want to say it's life-changing. It's really opened my eyes to a lot of things. So if you haven't started it yet, it really will make a difference. So that's it. That's
I recommend that book. I'm glad you said that, Audra. I recommend that book to all my customers and my coaches, because that book is what changed my life. When I got into this, it was very hard for me to understand that I couldn't have a cookie. Like, for me, it was just like, what do you mean? Like, I love cookies. I can't let that go, but I wanted to lose weight too, right? So when I understood, like, I remember I left on a cruise, and I remember that I couldn't put the book down. My husband was like, hello, like, I want to be with you. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I couldn't put the book down. And when I was done, I noticed how it changed my life, because it's not only for your fitness, it's for your entire life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that every choice that you make, it compounds either to the positive or to the negative. And that's when I understood that. I'm like, wow, Susie, the more you eat cookies, the more that's going to, like, you know, be like a negative habit. Versus you could have it as a treat once in a while, but the positive daily choices of doing, you know, the good choices, the healthy choices, is what's going to take your body and your mindset to another level. And the same thing, when I had to train to run a half marathon, I knew that it was all my mind. And I knew that I had to go back to that book and read it again to remind myself that every little run, every you know, it all added up to my training to get to the 13 miles. Right. So the 1 mile run was just as important as the 5, as the 10 to get to the 13. And it's the same thing with marriage. If you are constantly making good choices in your marriage, then obviously you're filling that bucket. The same thing with parenting. And what I love about this business is that it teaches us how to take care of ourselves, so that then we could become the better wives, the better parents, the better everything.
Yep.
And we're inspiring other people to do that and to have that, which is what happened to me when I was watching Becky's sister for a whole year. And then when I got in the business, I was watching Becky from afar, and I was seeing that she was doing the same thing. And then you kind of want that, and that pulls you and inspires you to do that too. So that book really, the whole concept, it'll trickle into your entire life in all areas. It's like a ripple effect.
Yep. I agree. So
thanks, Audra, for saying that. It's very good. I'm glad it's changing your life.
And I actually worked in finance for years. So the compounding effect, almost put it in a language that I could understand, if that makes sense. You know, especially in the beginning when they talk about the 2 sons with the choices and the penny. So after reading that, it really clarified for me. So, so thank you for recommending it.
Anybody else? In case you didn't know, today is Thursday. So Thursdays are always the beginning of the Beachbody week. While you guys are thinking about your questions, our weeks start on Thursday, they end Wednesday, 11:59. So all rank advancements are celebrated Thursdays today. Payday is Thursday. And now is when we start, the week starts again. So we start fresh. We're looking to keep making, creating volume, helping people, and working towards any rank advancements. This coming week is a big week. It's the last of the 6 weeks before the quarter ends. So this week is going to be a really important week. But all those things you'll start to learn. It's just a matter of understanding these details. Spend time in the Coach Online office. There's tons of trainings back there, really good ones. And then also navigating the different areas of don't be afraid of the Coach Online office. There's so many resources in there that you need to know where things are, but you learn by doing. So make sure that you're navigating those screens daily. I look at it a million times a day, but that's just me. I'm like constantly checking stuff. And I'm a visual person, so I actually have people's organizations like memorized. Like I'm like, yeah, I have this person and you have that person. That's just me. All right, guys, questions. Come on, 15 minutes. Don't be scared.
No, don't be scared, girls. This is your time. Unmute yourself and ask the questions that are burning in your heart. Take advantage of this mentorship training. Go for it.
So I've been looking at some other, the daily postings that people have been putting up. And my question is, how do you come up with such different content for your daily posts? And some of them are amazing. Like I'm like, how do I even get to that point where I'm going to be writing such an amazing story for people to see? Because every day I see different postings from certain people, and I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, how do I come up with those things, with those type of stories for people?
Okay, Becky, I'll take that one, and then if you want to add. So there is a lot of posting content graphics in the D-Zonation page where it gives you ideas of what you can talk about. That's number one. Number two, if you don't find it, then reach out to your upline to see if maybe they have one, because I provide monthly content calendars to my team, and I can go ahead and post in this group so you girls can have. But what I want you to think about is this. I want you to think about your social media page is your storefront. So let's say that you are a boutique owner, okay? You have to think about what kind of clothes you want to sell to your customer. It's the same thing that you want to do with your audience that's following you on your social media. So for example, I love to talk about my date nights with my husband. So you'll see me post about that because marriage is a big part of me. I'm a mom to 2 boys. So any accomplishments or any struggles that they go through, I will actually write about it to get people to understand that I'm relatable. Plus, I'm also seeking their advice at times when I want it. And I'll ask a question to create engagement. You'll see me post about my dog that I'm absolutely obsessed with because he is a part of me. He has shown me what awe and wonder is again in my life at such an old age. I think I lost the awe and wonder after I had my babies, right? And then it gets to a time where they start getting older and it becomes school. And then you kind of like lose that in the stress of the daily problems. And my doggy brought that back into my life. You'll see me talk sometimes about fashion and then Beachbody. So there's usually about 5 things that I will post about, okay? And you can do that so that people can see an area, like different facets of you, if that makes sense. Okay. Now, if you're struggling with thinking what you can put out there, because not everything has to be this long-winded story. Yeah. There's times where I do just a one-liner. There's times where I'll do a quote just to make people laugh because I'm needing that in my life. There's times where I will, not even talk about the 5 things that I just mentioned. If I'm on vacation, you're going to see that obviously I'm posting about my vacation. Now, if you're struggling, what I recommend is, I was taught this exercise a while ago that really has helped me open my eyes to things that I could talk about. So set a timer for like 2 minutes and just get a journal or a pad or an index card, put the timer, and for 2 minutes, do not stop writing of all the things that come to your mind that you like. So like for me, I will write, I love anchors, I love the color yellow, I love sunsets, I love cars, I love shopping, I love coffee, I love, you know, all the things that I love. And then when you run out, write even things that you don't like. Like, I suffer from anxiety. I am a recovering binge eater. Those are things I don't like. I've struggled with nutrition all my life, with feeling less, not enough. So I'll write those things down. When the 2 minutes are up, you're done. And those are things that are going to get your mind like really just thinking of who you are. What do you want to offer your audience? Talk about the things you love, but talk about the things you don't like too, because that shows that you're relatable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so people get to see different areas of you. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that helps get your wheels just turning on what type of content you want to provide. I also go by something that is, I just learned it. I don't remember where it was. It's the 3 H's. Is your message hopeful? Is it healing? And is it helpful? Sometimes I'll even throw like another H of humor. But is it hopeful? Are you giving people a message of hope? Is it healing? Because this world is hurting. And are you helping them? Like Becky does a lot of stories of her recipes. I always talk about it. They're very helpful because I am intimidated by the kitchen still. And she'll be like, get your chicken, season it, put the oven on this degree. Now, and it's perfect because it's easy. And in the middle of like the craziness that you're like cooking, you go to her page and you're like, boom, boom, boom. And she even has it on some of the highlights, and it's simple and that's helpful. And I always want to go back because I'm like, what is she eating today? Because I'm going to copy her. You know what I mean? So you know, those are the things that I want you to don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. But that should get your mind, you know, running into things that you can offer your audience.
And don't compare yourself to what other people are posting, because like, if let's say me, I've been doing this for 10 years. When I started, I looked back at my first post on Facebook. Not great. I didn't know what I was doing. I posted my link. I did all the things that we told you not to do on the social media assignment. I did all those things. But you know what? I was just doing whatever came natural to me. Sometimes I'll read somebody's post and that will jog my memory on a story that's personal to me. So don't compare yourself, but sometimes use what other people are posting as a launching board for your own story. Remember that your stories are unique to you. You can't go wrong with sharing your story. And then I also use, I listen to a lot of sermons, and I do a lot of morning mind work for myself. It's my time. I use what I learn from these sermons and these preachers or from the books that jog my memory on something that I've gone through, and then I tailor it to me. So you can use everything as inspiration. Just it's just not, don't be intimidated. Remember, it's your story, and the more that you practice sharing it, the easier it gets, the better you'll get at it. It takes practice.
Okay.
And if you read something also like that, maybe you want to share like a good book or something like that, and what did you learn? What did the book tell you? That's also content. And then also think about who you're talking to. You know, who is your audience? Like when I'm going to get deep and vulnerable because I went through something, or I'm writing a post because after my workout, like I really thought of like things that I could share with my audience. I think of the old me. Who was the old me? It was the sluggish, irritated mom, you know, with a lot of past of bad nutrition habits, you know, binging, recovering, or just, you know, going through anxiety. Like I talked to that mom in the dark, that mom that you know, that's like me, that, you know, that mom that just was sitting in a place saying, I can't anymore. I need to change. I know I need to change. I need to change for me, for my husband, for my family. I want to become the mom that I always dreamed of being. Like when I do my posts, I write what, and I always like, you know, pray about it. And I say, what person can I reach today? What mommy needs to hear my message today? What woman is struggling so hard today that she does not see light or hope? And I am that voice. I am that light. And a lot of times I'll talk about the community because people need a place to belong. People need to know that they're not alone. And all of that creates content. So that's what I'm saying. Not everything has to be super long, you know, and a long story, but you could even, you know, break them down so that, you know, you can talk about it one day, you know, on that, and then you could go back and talk about it again. So there's so many ways, but like Becky says, comparison is the biggest thief of joy. So do you coach your way, be unique. There's something about you that is going to speak to the people out there, and that's the message that you need to share.
Okay. Okay. Thank
And
you.
Lynette, can you, that little image that with the posting examples that you were using, I shared it, but I can't find it now. Can you?
Yeah, I have it saved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
share it back with me so I can share it with them. Because it was
Sure.
helping her with ideas for posts.
Really good. It helps you like with what you are struggling with, finding your own story.
Mm-hmm.
And like Becky says, and you know, Susie, you have to make it your own, and you have to speak from your heart.
Yeah.
It's what's touching to you, and what it's meaningful. You make it meaningful, but meaningful to you.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then if like Becky does, she does some really funny ones that I literally laugh out loud, and it shows me her side of the personality and what makes her laugh and her personality regarding humor. So that's cool too. So like I said, don't stay stuck on just these show people your personality, other facets. That's why I'm saying, like, show, you know, other things about you, because people want to see that, believe it or not, more than the vulnerable one. You'll touch people with the vulnerable one, but people want to know who's the real Jeanette. You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you're doing on a daily basis? What are things that you like? Like, they want to know you and the behind the scenes more than anything.
Okay.
It's funny how, Becky, you're saying how you like to curse. I do too. I'm trying really hard to be better about
Me
it.
too.
I let the F-bombs and the S's go. And this morning I was doing my story. And let me tell you, I am shy to speak. Right now, you don't think I am, but yes, I am shy to speak. I'm shy to share. But once I open up, I open up. So my thing is, I started using filters, and filters that make your voice change and make your eyes huge and your mouth big. I use it because it helps me come out of my shell. So that's what I've been using. And so my thing now in the morning is, I'll come on and I'll make an appearance. And if I do, I talk real short. And like this morning, I talked about how I start my morning, because this morning it was rough. My body was hurting from the workout from the night before. Ooh, I felt it. So I got up and I was like, how do I, you know, I talked about how I get my workouts. How do I get to my workouts? Well, I have my coffee because I drink that shit. And I said shit. I drink that shit because it works for me. And, you know, and I laughed and I was like, oh gosh, that's shit, but whatever. It's me.
It's you. I say it too. I say it. I believe in God, but I curse. I
said, you know, that's part of my lifeline.
That's
is
part of
drinking
me.
my coffee, getting my breakfast in my system, and then I have my pre-workout. That's the second half of my lifeline, and that's what gets me pumped to get started. So you kind of sharing them how you get motivated, how you motivate yourself.
Yeah.
And like, oh shit. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's unique to you. I love that.
Then I post my workout, and then I took my dog for a walk. So I posted about my dog going for a walk. Yeah. And I had my post-workout meal after that. So I posted my food, and so they get to see, oh, that's what she eats. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I leave it alone, or I'll post like, you know, something motivational, inspirational, and that will be the last thing I post in my stories, unless I do something else throughout the day that I feel like sharing. And then throughout the day, on my actual feed, then that's when I use the calendar that I'm going to send to Becky so she can, because that's what she sent me. And that's why I get my inspiration to write about whatever.
How many times a day do you guys post? Is it the whole day, or is it just a certain number, or whenever you just feel like it?
I don't think there's a formula for that. I think it's whatever you feel. There's some days that I get so busy doing stuff that I'm like, oof, I completely have not done anything. And that's okay, because we have to be present in our lives too. We can't be a slave to the phone or social media. But I think it has to be when you feel like there's something impactful that you have to share, that you need to share. And you have to be consistent. That's the thing. You can't go MIA for a week, because then people are going to be like, unfollow, unfollow, unfollow.
Right.
So you do have to show something. I like to show my morning routine too. That's part of me. I try to pull something from personal development, and I share that every single day. I share my workout, and then everything else is extra. Everything else is extra, because I know what people are coming to me for. It's for the words, my routine, my faith, whatever. So I don't think there's a formula for that. I think you just have to focus on being consistent and adding value with what you're. Don't just, take a picture of your, I don't know, just random stuff. No, there has to be a point.
Okay.
And it's very true, because I did a post about my group, because you can set up your own support groups through the Beachbody on Demand once you're a coach.
The bod group.
And I had a picture, and I just put a picture of that. Nobody said a damn thing. They're like, they ignored it because it wasn't personalized. And once Becky was saying, and Sue was saying, personalize yourself, put a face to it, put your face to it. It can be something about what you love, a picture that you took of the water, of the ocean, of the lake or the beach, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
I will say that I think you do need to post every day. I will say that, like Becky
every day.
Consistency.
Not all day, like every minute of the day, but every day.
Every day you do have to, because if not, people are like, well, what happened to her today? And you don't want that. You want to show consistency. Through the good and the bad, you show up.
Yeah.
And like, I don't post all the time, like too much. So like, I'll do my good morning. Like, hey guys, I'm up. This is my time. Because you start setting routines. So people start looking. I'm like, okay, she's getting ready to work out.
They do. And they expect certain things. They come to.
So they want to see, is she going to be consistent with this? Is this something that I can really do myself? Like, is this real?
Just show you, Jeanette. Just show you. You do you. If you don't have a morning routine, then don't go by this. You do you. You know what I mean? You definitely just
but be consistent with your message. Absolutely.
We have 1 minute left, guys. Does anybody else have any other questions? Because this is the time. Please ask away. Like, anyone else before we go? No? Okay. Then next week we have our second mentorship call. And in the meantime, just continue to do the assignments. And remember, when Becky posts in the evening, hey, did you guys do it? That's where you hold yourself accountable. That's where you could ask more questions and let us know what are your takeaways, because that's how it is that we know that you're, keeping up. Because if you're struggling, we need to know that too, so we can try to help you. And use the weekends to catch up, like Becky said on Monday. Use the weekends to catch up.
But take action. In closing, every week we're gonna recap. We're gonna answer your questions. Next week we talk about Shakeology. It's gonna be a good week. But just action. Keep talking to people. Keep practicing. Keep posting. That's how you're gonna get better, from getting out there and doing the work. And I'll say that quote, and we'll leave it with that. Release the expectation that this business will build itself. It's not going to build itself. People are not just going to magically appear at your door. That's what I thought when I first signed up, and I found out right quick that it's not going to happen that way. You have to be consistent and show people that you're here to help. So just go out there and do the work. And let's take a quick picture, and then I need to go drink my shake. I am way behind today. There we go. Ready? All right, guys. I hope that was helpful. I will share the recording in the group and in our thread. And then when Lynette sends me that image, I'll share it with you guys, because it's a great guide. It'll give you some ideas on posts. Thank you, guys. I hope this was helpful. Have a great week.
Thank you, Becky.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.